Why are beautiful, successful, emotionally intelligent women really struggling to date today? First theory is that men really need to feel valued, and they feel like women have surpassed that place in life where they are able to provide value. So the traditional man is really struggling to feel validation in a relationship with an independent woman because they don't need to earn for them or provide for them. Women are very well capable of that themselves. What I've observed is that this mentality has really started to prevent men from investing in women who have really established careers and seem like they have their shit together. Oh, she's very successful. Well, she can take care of herself. She's doing this, she's doing that. Where do I fit into all of this? I have a message for the guys who think like this, where dependency and being dependent and providing value in a relationship does not solely come monetarily or through finances. I will bet you that there are many women out there who are in these positions, smart, successful, financially independent, who if you gave an opportunity and asked, hey, what could I do for you? You would find a list of chores, handyman work, emotional support, all forms of ways that they would like to be dependent on you if you would provide the opportunity for them to vocalize their wants. On this app alone, I've heard women time and time express that I would like a partner to be able to share life with and share worries with and be able to take on half the workload of life and be spoiled and treated and doing all the things that sometimes come with a traditional relationship as well. Women do not want to be project managers for their relationships. That is where you can really step in and take on that be dependent on me role, that leader role, as you guys like to talk about, where women feel like they have to delegate task, responsibility, carry a lot of mental load in terms of what needs to be done. Not as often as you would think I've encountered, whether it's in my own practice as a therapist, where women are kind of like, I don't need any man and I just want to be in a relationship because, yeah, there's no reason. It's just nothing's happening and we just have sex and live together. There is dependency in all shapes and forms. Women want that, just ask them. Like and follow for part 2, where I'm going to elaborate a lot more on the second reason why women really struggle to find relationships, especially when they're beautiful, successful, and doing all the right things in terms of taking care of themselves and still can get to the next phase of a partnership.
Guys not making a move anymore is so frustrating because the amount of times that I've heard so and so has liked you before, like at this time. I didn't know if you felt the same way, so he never said anything to you. I've been getting that a lot recently, and I can't stop thinking, what if, bro? So guys, can you make a move again? Can we stop being afraid and just make a gesture? I'm never gonna make a move.
I am so tired of feeling like it's never gonna be my turn to find love, and I know that someone out there knows what I mean right now. Like, I know I'm overreacting to this specific incident, but this is like the 4th time this has happened since I re-downloaded the dating apps earlier this month and decided, you know what, I'm an adult. I'm gonna try and get like an adult relationship and actually do dating for once. So we match, we talk for a while, we plan the date, right? We can't do that day, we move the date to this day, totally fine. I go, how about 5:30? Reasonable time. Let's actually get dinner. Like, let's commit to this. This seems promising. He goes, okay. Then he texts me and goes, can we actually do 6:30? Because I have a meeting. It's going to run a little long. I'll be able to do 6:30 instead. And I said, that's a little bit annoying because it's a tad bit late. I'm going to be starving, but that's fine. So today's the day, right? 5:45 rolls around. I've just finished doing my hair and makeup, and I get another text from him going, hey, I'm running late again. Could it be possible that we move the date to 7 again? So I text all my friends, both guys and girls, just to make sure I'm not crazy and go, do I allow this? And they go, no. Moving it once, maybe. Twice, that's where I would have stopped it. But a 3rd time? Absolutely not. I'm starving at this point, and that's just disrespectful of my time. So I send him a little respectful, you know what? Hey, don't even sweat it. Like, you enjoy your evening. It's pretty late already, and I am starving, so I'm just gonna eat. And he keeps texting me, and he's also like now trying to guilt trip me, being like, I'm not going to enjoy my evening, like, blah. So red flag, you know, bullet dodged, I guess, in the long term. And usually I would just let it go. However, I have planned like almost 4 or 5 dates now since I re-downloaded the apps. Almost every single time, this is exactly what keeps happening. They keep pushing the date back until I just have to say, hey, I'm not going anymore. Because that's disrespectful as my time and me as a person. And like, I know this isn't the biggest deal in the world, but especially feels like it really digs into that childhood wound of like, no one's ever gonna love you. You're never gonna find anyone who loves and respects you. And it's like, why does this keep happening? Like, when you make a plan and you say you're gonna show up at a certain time, and maybe it's just me, I need you to show up at that time. I need to know that you are a person of your word and that you can show up for me, especially like early on in the beginning like this. It's just a big thing for me, and like trusting people and consistency. Shout out childhood wounds. Why is it so hard to find a man who respects you and your time as a person? These are some very bare minimum standards to be setting, and why does it feel so impossible for them to meet? Like, I've had enough. I'm exhausted. It feels like there's absolutely no end in sight. Everyone on this planet deserves someone who respects them and their time and treats them well. And I'm not even asking people to like move mountains for me anymore at this point. It feels crazy. Like, these boys and dating are genuinely starting to make me feel crazy.
Why is dating so hard?
Because guys, guys, dating's hard because women just don't know how to date these days.
And that's true. On that.
Okay, so what can women do better?
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
So why is dating hard?
Dating is hard because I think we have too many options these days.
And that's true.
I think he wants to be on the show. Oh, you want some good content? Okay. Okay, I'll tell you something that I don't really understand is why guys on dating apps use photos that are 7 years old.
The same reason I'd say women use photos of them weighing less.
Wearing less?
Weighing less.
Weighing less. Got it. So are there a lot of women you're meeting in real life off the apps that are weighing more than what they look like in their photos?
Essentially, sometimes, yeah.
Yo, that's fucked up.
Dating as a bigger girl is hard, and it's even harder to explain to people because you really don't get it unless.
So when I was 25, I moved to Los Angeles. I decided that I was going to start working as a nurse out there. I really went out there super depressed and was contemplating taking my own life unless I created a life that I would want to live, but the one I was living back home was definitely not giving. So I moved, and I was single, had just got out of a really toxic relationship, and I don't know what I expected. I didn't know much about dating life in Los Angeles, but I did know a lot about dating as a bigger woman already, and already had a very good understanding that men date based on what their friends like and not based on what they genuinely are attracted to. After going to an HBCU, that really just rang home when the boys wanted to come to my dorm room or wanted me to come to their dorm room after hours. But when you see them out at the plots with their line brothers, they acted as if they did not know who I was. And so I had already known that no matter where I go, being bigger was going to be a barrier for my dating life. However, dating out there was really insane. Most of the men that I experienced had moved to LA too. Unlike me, who had a stable career, they wanted to be actors or comedians or something like that. And there was specifically this one who wanted to be a comedian that lived in Compton in like a little box of an apartment and I had like a really nice apartment out in Glendale, like right on the outskirts. And we met at a party, and I thought he was super attractive, and so we started dating, I guess, if you want to call it. He never took me anywhere, but like I said, as a plus size woman, that's what I had been dealing with, and at that point did not know my worth, and so I was tolerating it. So I mean, whatever. And then he asked me for money, and as a registered nurse, I think a lot of men who privately dated me thought I was like some type of rich person, comfortably in upper middle class, yes, but like my money is my money. I worked really hard for it, and I was not one of those girls that was handing out money to men. Never have been, never will be. So I was like, no, I'm not giving you any money. And he immediately was like, girl, go look in the mirror at yourself and then look at me, and then tell me if you even deserve to ever be with me. Like, on some really hurtful, mean, just it was really hard. Because when he said that, I took it to heart, and it triggered a part of me that I didn't even realize existed, where I had been so accustomed to being made feel like any man that even looked my way, I should entertain and tolerate because of my size. And I think at that moment, I began to start to go on this journey of learning how to love myself until I really genuinely believe that I deserve better than that. And baby, I kissed a lot of frogs after that. I dealt with a lot of men who were still on that same wavelength. It takes a lot to decondition yourself from allowing people to treat you a certain way, especially when it has been so indoctrined in you that you don't deserve better than that. But I finally got to a space in my 30s where I was just like, I deserve better. And the moment that I began to believe it, and I stopped dealing with men completely that were on that wave, like were completely just unwilling to take me in public, take me out, that were looking for money, or I could tell that their intentions were not genuine from day one, I was like, all right, no, we're not doing this anymore. And I completely cut off allowing those type of men to have access of me, and it was lonely. However, because of that, I've gotten here. And so to anyone plus size or whatever thing about you society says makes you of less value, I hope that you find it in yourself, or begin on a journey to find it in yourself, to be of value enough where you don't allow people to play with you, and you don't allow people to treat you like less than, because baby, you are not. And the moment that you start to do that, the right people will be there. The moment I stopped allowing men in that treated me poorly was the moment that I made space for my husband. And you deserve that as well. So yes, everything that this woman said is true. I've experienced it all. Facts. But also, the moment you begin to value yourself, your experience can and will improve. Not saying it won't be hard, because dating in general for all bodies is difficult right now, but it will improve. And that's it.